Welcome to the Torchcast. I'm your host, Kip Bybee, and I'm sorry if I sound a little bit tired. I was just at the sorority recruitment, trying to decide which sorority I fit best in. There's so many good ones, I just don't know. Anyway, my guests today are Brandon Babcock.
How you doing, Kip?
Pretty good, Brandon. How are you?
Not too bad.
Brandon, you were at TIPS training earlier?
I was.
What is TIPS?
Just a little bit of knowledge and helping you make sure people drink responsibly at any social events.
Yeah.
And make sure people get home safely.
Good. And Jericho's my other guest. Hey, Jericho.
What's up?
Jericho Johnson. Jericho, I'll start with you. What's your major?
Music industry management.
And what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
And what's your address? I'm just kidding.
Okay. I wasn't.
Jericho, you're from Hillsdale, is that correct?
Yep.
Nice. Why didn't you go to Hillsdale College?
Because it's really expensive, and everyone didn't really seem very fun there. And I hate the place. It's an awful town.
Well, how do you actually feel about
it's
it?
It's an awful town.
All right.
It really is.
Well, whatever you say. Is it boring? I heard it's kind of a small town.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. We have fast food and haircuts. That's it.
Just by looking at you, I wouldn't think that they'd have haircuts available. And Brandon, what's your major?
I'm secondary education of social studies, and I'm a junior here.
So secondary education, that's like high school. Is that correct? What would you want to teach high school?
I do.
Why?
I had a tough time in high school balancing like sports and grades, and I had a lot of teachers that actually helped me through it to get to college, so I want to go back and do the same thing.
I have a recommendation for you. I've always wanted to do this. I don't really want to be a teacher, but it'd almost be worth it just to do this. So what you do is on the first day of school, you have your favorite song playing as they walk in. And then you go around and you say, I'm going to pass this sheet around. Put your name and your favorite school-appropriate song. So then they all write it down. And then for the next, if there's 30 kids in your class, for the next 30 days, every day a different person's song is playing while they walk into class. So you walk in, your favorite song's playing, and then the teacher goes, "Oh, this was courtesy of Jeff." Isn't that cool? And then after the 30 days, you go around and say, "All right, next song," because people change their favorite songs.
Yeah, it makes it a little more.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, it's interactive. It's cool.
Yeah, I think that I would love going to that class just to hear someone's favorite song. And then you're day 29, and then you hate that song now. 29 days later.
Yeah, you ruined it for yourself.
Yeah, and everyone's looking at you like, "What the hell's this song, dude?" Justin Bieber, that's so 1 month ago.
I'm still jamming out to some JB, so.
JB?
Yeah.
Big fan. So it's a dudes episode today. It's just us dudes.
Just us guys.
Broing out.
Guys being dudes.
Dudes being guys. Jericho has 1,000 followers on Twitter, so I feel like I have to thank you for coming on. I expect you to tweet the link to this.
1,500, actually.
15, okay.
Yeah.
Always a little pompous. It's okay.
Actually, 1,513 as of 2 minutes ago. I just checked. But anyway, you're going to tweet the link to this podcast.
For sure.
You're going to promote the hell out of it.
Yep.
And we're going to make it big.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brandon, what are you bringing to the table? You got any Twitter followers?
I think I have 400.
That's pretty good.
So it's
to me, Twitter, to take pride in how many Twitter followers you have is okay. But the biggest problem, or the biggest thing you should take into account is the ratio. So if you follow 1,600 people and you have 1,500 followers, that's not good.
No.
But if you have 1,500 followers and you only follow 800 people, that's a great ratio.
Yeah.
I think ratio is a lot, it's a lot more important. It's like Call of Duty. The kill-death ratio, if you have 30 kills in a game of Call of Duty, that's fine. But if you have 31 deaths, then you didn't really add much.
Yeah.
Then you actually were a detriment to the team. That's how I like to think about it anyway.
Yeah.
But I've never given it any thought.
Twitter and Call of Duty.
I mean, I have 1,200, or I'm following 1,200 people.
Yeah, that's a good.
But I really like Twitter, and I like to keep my timeline, interesting.
Yeah, busy.
So,
You tweet way too much.
I do.
I personally
do
follow
tweet a
you,
lot.
and sometimes I regret
I
following
think
you.
I muted you.
Really? Wow.
I'm just kidding. I unfollowed you.
Wow.
We're gonna have 2 followers.
Sorry, now you only have 1,502. Anyway, let's see. We have some things to talk about. The three of us and several other people went and saw Split the other night, which is that movie about the guy that has 23 different personalities that kidnaps some people. People.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think of it? Because it's a big thing going around right now. Split.
I like the movie, but I literally like every movie.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great film.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna interrupt real quick. Brandon, are you one of those guys that has like a lot of cool socks? Like you collect socks that have like pineapples and stuff on it, and like you have a bunch of cool socks.
I have a couple pairs. Yeah.
Do you take like pride in them?
Not really, but just I like to wear them.
Okay, so I'm wrong because I always thought there's a correlation between people that love like crazy socks and people that love everything. Like you know those people like you just said you like pretty much every movie. I always
Yeah.
think those type of people are the type of people that wear crazy socks.
That was more like me in high school. I was
Mhm.
like, I wear like crazy socks, like Galaxy socks and stuff. I only have a few pairs now.
Jericho, and you like the movie?
yeah, that was really good.
Okay, cool. You guys want to know what I thought?
Absolutely.
Hated it.
Explain.
Yeah, why?
Well, there's two reasons really. One reason is this is gonna sound pretty pompous, and if somebody said this to me, I would hate them. So I understand if you hate me after this. But I'm a psychology major, and split personality disorder is already kind of like people are kind of maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't. 23 personalities. That's kind of like Baskin Robbins. 23 flavors. That's a little too many.
Yeah.
How many flavors is that? How many they have?
I think it is.
That's, I think exactly.
I wonder-
That's the exact
I wonder if that was the
amount.
basis. He's like, he's
The
talking.
Disney.
He's talking to his other writer, and
So we
he,
got the
yeah, exactly. They're like, all right, let's write a movie. Oh, you want to get some ice cream first?
Where should
And
we
like, where should we go? What's the place that has 23 flavors? And they're like, stop. Get the pen. I have an idea.
It's gonna be big.
But all right, so Split was okay according to you guys. Yeah. Anyway, Cash Me Outside. How about that? This meme. You
Yeah.
guys seen this meme?
Yep, it's over.
Too much.
Overkill.
I don't think this
It's
meme.
a-
This
it's a
meme doesn't
sad-
have legs.
It doesn't have legs.
Can't go for
It's
it.
gonna be another 6 days before this meme is
Yeah.
done.
I don't know. They're making songs, and now it's a Snapchat filter. Now it's
They make songs out of
The
everything.
little Bitmoji thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
They have a little "Cash Me Outside" about that thing for
Yeah.
the Bitmojis. So
That's pretty nuts. It's kind of sad. This person is 13 years old.
Is she
and
really 13?
the-
Is
it
that-
I watched the clip. It says she
Wow.
was 13. She's 13 years old and her life is already a meme. Like
To some people,
that's bad
not.
times.
yes,
I think putting your kid on Dr. Phil automatically makes you a bad parent. By the way,
that's true.
I definitely agree.
I mean,
Plus, if you really
if
can't
you asked
contain-
them, if you asked them like, so why'd you bring your kid on Dr. Phil? They'd be like, I had no other options. There's not another therapist you could see that didn't film the thing, or like,
Talk it out.
yeah.
Plus, I mean, I don't think it's really that hard to control a 13-year-old.
Well, I
Doing
think
bad things.
once they get in that kind of mode of I hate authority, that's
That is
a
true.
tough that's a
Never
tough
mind.
bell to unring. All right, you guys ready for news?
We are.
I really want to get a news sound effect, like when we go into news, it'll be like a little song. Somebody, it's the news with Kip. Yeah, and a little typewriter.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The news with Kip. Anyway, we'll just do news. Well, I don't have the sound effects, so we'll just go right into news.
All right.
Diplomas served on a silver platter. That is the name of this article. It's all about how college is supposed to be easier now than it ever was, and they're wondering why. Apparently, there's a study or some statistics or whatever that said in 1961 people spent 40 hours a week on academics, and in 2004 they only spent 27 hours. Why do you guys think that is?
Maybe because a lot of people are non-traditional students now. It's becoming more readily available, so people are getting jobs that are more required to go out and work 40 hours rather than study.
That's
for
a good
40
point.
hours.
Because college is way more expensive now than it was in 1961. Maybe people have to work more.
Exactly.
But I also
I
think
agree.
there's more resources for loans and such.
That's true.
So
But now we have that. Instead of having to go to the library for 6 hours and read a book about a certain subject, you can just Google it and
Yeah,
get
that's true.
yeah,
the facts.
that's
the
a
straight
really
facts.
good point. Is you can kind of gain information way quicker now. That's probably why it is. I think we just solved it. But anyway, Mary Bacon, who's a professor here at Ferris, she's actually my professor this semester of forensics, said that it may be because students are kind of looked at as the customer at a college nowadays, and the customer is always right approach is kind of where colleges are heading. So as long as you can pay these exorbitant tuition rates, we'll give you your degree. Is that kind of how you think maybe it is?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, the classes I have, I mean, they're
I'm still staying up
somewhat
late.
difficult. I'm
Yeah.
studying all the
Papers.
time.
Yeah,
Homework.
but I will say 27 hours sounds a little high.
It does, it does.
Yeah.
I think people are maybe, kind of blowing up their hours a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Maybe 20.
I'm going to peg myself at about 22.6 hours a week on average.
I get that vibe from you.
Yeah.
An overachiever.
No.
Above and beyond.
I don't go. I'm not an overachiever, but I really like to. I have a thirst for knowledge, as my fourth grade teacher described me. So even something that I know isn't really like if there's a chapter I need to read for a book, and I know I'm not going to be quizzed on it or anything, and I get a study outline before the exam, and I don't really need to read it, I always will. So maybe that's why I'm a 2.6 hours higher than what you guys just said.
Yeah.
All right. And the other reason is maybe we're spending less time studying because we're hanging out in safe spaces too much.
I see that.
Does Ferris have a safe space?
A bunch of them.
Do they?
Really?
Every hall director RA on campus is a safe space.
Oh, I don't think so.
They have a little sticker on everyone's door that says this is a safe place to come
To talk to them?
to talk to them. And like
I'd rather have like
puppies and cats for
puppies or cats.
I'm a cat guy.
Maybe a place and get some candy. I really like candy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music room.
When I need to unwind, I'll throw in some jazz.
Yeah?
Yep.
Play some jazz. Who's your favorite jazz artist?
I actually don't like to tell people because people like it's so mainstream that people are going to think I don't know anything about jazz, but really Miles Davis. It really just doesn't get much better. But John Coltrane is very close second.
My favorite jazz artist that I actually listen to is like the non-mainstream Michael Bublé songs. But that's
I don't like vocals in jazz.
okay. I like vocals.
Okay. Well, good for you. I mean, as long as you're listening, I really appreciate any music that there's instruments being played as opposed to somebody hanging out on a computer and pressing wham, wham, wham the whole time. I think Jericho's the same way, but you're more of a metal guy, right?
Yeah. I love metal.
Who's your favorite metal artist, as long as their name is somewhat appropriate?
That's like the hardest question you could ask a person that loves metal, honestly.
Yeah.
You talk about Spite a lot.
I do like Spite.
I was telling my friend Colin, who's super into metal, the other day. I said I thought of a really good band name for a metal band. It's called Cyst.
That's gross.
And I know exactly. That's why it's a good metal band name. And he looked it up. There's actually a band called Cyst, and I'm not a metal fan, but they're like kind of good. Dude.
Really?
I would look them up.
Wow.
Yeah, I would give them a try. They're more punky, I think. But yeah, there was a guy that I worked with at my old Jets Pizza in Grand Rapids that he had a metal band, and the name was Snakes. Like, it's so generic.
That's it?
Hey, let's think of something scary for our band. Snakes, dude.
You know what I'm afraid of? Snakes.
All right, let's move on. American Writing Workshop holds resume critique workshop. Oh, excuse me. I have this all wrong. Anyway, some sort of organization at Ferris held a workshop to critique resumes, which I think is good because I'm graduating in May, and I'm throwing my resume everywhere, and I'd like it to be the best it can be.
Yeah. Personally, my resume is probably like average.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got some education, got some job history, but probably nothing that stands me apart from the rest.
I've worked at Wendy's once.
I've worked a bunch of jobs.
Me too.
I started at Jets in high school, and then I reffed hockey. Then I worked at Jets, and then I came here and I worked at the Rock, and then I worked at the copy. Yeah, brutal. Then I worked at the Copy Center, and then I worked at a Meyer in Grand Rapids, and then I worked at the Jets here, and I've worked at the Torch for a while now. So I got it. And I worked at STEMCO, which is where my internship was, and then another internship at Mecosta County Probation Department. Department.
Okay.
They couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford a department. They had to just put the probation office in an apartment.
Sounds like Oakwood.
Yeah. They have it at Oakwood.
Yeah.
Everyone that's on probation at Oakwood, dude, I can walk 2 stories down there. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Let's see. Crimes of the week. Oh, I have one more thing about resumes. I went to the career fair last semester, a career fair, and I noticed everyone has their resumes on like cardstock, nice paper. And I wish nobody had ever done that. That way we can all just use copier paper.
Probably be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, one guy had to stand out at some point. He's like, I'm going to put mine on cardstock. And now we all have to, or we're an idiot.
Yeah. Aren't most like resumes digital now? Unless you go to a career fair?
Well, if you go to a career fair or you go to an interview and you bring your resume just to have, But even if it's the interview, I'm going to just print it. Like, I don't want to do cardstock.
Yeah.
I agree.
And if they ask, like, oh, wow, you got shitty paper for this, I'm going to be like, this is an economic decision, and this company, I think, could really use some leaning up. And this is just one example of how I do that. I get rid of all the cardstock.
Yeah.
When can you start? Can you start yesterday? Anyway, let's go into crimes of the week. I'm going to read the crimes, and you guys tell me which ones of these you committed. Okay? Because I know you committed a few.
Okay. Damage
done to a couch in Clark Hall, which apparently warranted some sort of police action. I don't really know how bad the damage was, but if somebody like dropped a Sharpie on it on accident, really, are you going to call the cops for that?
Definitely. That was not me.
It wasn't me either. I wouldn't hurt any couches.
Good. Marijuana in lot 28.
Nope.
That's good to hear.
Nope, not me.
There's no drug users allowed on the Torchcast.
That's true.
I don't want any hopheads.
We're filtered.
They don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee.
No.
They like living right and being free.
Wow.
You never heard this song?
No.
I'm proud to be... I'm going to stop singing it. I'm going to play it right now.
We don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee. We don't take no trips on LSD. We don't burn no drive cards down on Main Street. We like living right, being free.
And we're back. Disorderly person on State Street. I don't know what you got to do. Well, how disorderly do you have to be to warrant? Like, I'm disorderly sometimes. Sometimes I wake up and I'm cranky and I throw my towel or something. Yeah, that's pretty disorderly, but I've never been to jail.
It's true.
You should see me dance. There's no order about it. It's very disorderly.
I've misused the crosswalks many times on State Street.
Yeah.
That light takes way too long.
Maybe that's what it was.
I don't remember getting arrested or pulled over. Or
he went to jail, according to the paper.
Oh, wow, it wasn't me.
He must have been pretty disorderly.
Must have,
Yeah.
jaywalked a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
they stop. Hey,
times.
they stop you for jaywalking, and they're like, "Sir, you were jaywalking. Oh, I'm gonna do it again." You run across the street. Hey, sir, that's another ticket. I'm doing it again. Eventually, it's like, all right, jail. This is really disorderly of you. You're going to jail. How do you call your mom and say, "Hey, mom, I'm in jail"? Well, for what? I was disorderly.
Disorderly.
My desk was really
It's not like
unorganized.
the most polite crime.
Yeah.
Disorderly.
You're in a job interview. I see you have an arrest here in 2017 for disorderly. Yeah.
Wow, man.
I'm sorry. I was crosswalking and jaywalking. I was dancing and there was no rhythm to it. It was really disorderly. Sorry.
Fired.
Get out of my office. All right. Juvenile. This is interesting. Juvenile stole a car from a Ferris parking lot and drove it to Lansing. And his parents drove him back up here and turned him in.
Did they drive him in the car that he stole?
I imagine so. They want to get the car back here.
How'd they get back?
I hope
they take two separate cars.
It was a Beamer. They're like,
She's
oh,
also committing a crime.
You show you're 15 years old. You show up with a Beamer to your parents. Where'd you get this? I stole it. All right, we're driving it back. I'm driving.
Not
Put your seatbelt on. Let's gas her up.
Goes at 105 the whole way back to Ferris.
How do you get home? They probably didn't even think about it. They drove all the way back to Ferris. They give the guy his car back. And they're like, oh, shit.
Wow.
There's no bus back to Lansing. Can we have a ride? They asked the guy, can you... Dude, I know this is inconvenient, but like, can you hook it up?
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, I mean...
All right, let's see. Marijuana and Kramer.
Nope.
Kramer's really disappointing me lately.
Yeah.
Let's see. Drunk guy without headlights on. What I imagine happened is that he was driving without headlights, and for that reason the cops pulled him over, and then he was found to be drunk.
Does it say what kind of car it is?
No. Well, it might. I don't have the paper in front of me. I just take little notes.
I just don't understand why they didn't just say he got like a DUI, like a drunk driver. They had to say that he had his headlights off. Like that was more important than him driving
Well,
drunk.
it's just some details. But I think if you're driving at 2 a.m. without your headlights on, you might as well just fly a big Jolly Roger flag out your window that says I'm drunk. Because it's an indicator. It's an indicator.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Shoplifter at the market. That's a really small store. I don't know how you can put something in your pocket without being seen. And they have like 2 employees. They have one at the counter. They have one at the smoothie area.
Yeah. Obviously, he didn't know how to do it either. He got caught, so
Yeah.
He needs some practice.
I don't think I've ever shoplifted.
I think when I was like 4,
Same.
I stole this little tiny miniature calculator from Aco Hardware. I felt so bad about it. I took it back.
Really?
My mom took it
Yeah.
back.
I stole a giant tarantula type thing when I was like 5. Yeah.
See, I don't have one of those memories.
And my mom made me return it. I had to go in there and tell them I stole this, and I had to return it.
When I was like 10, I was at a hockey pro shop in a rink. I used to play hockey growing up, and there was a lanyard for sale. So I took my keys and I put them on the lanyard. I put the lanyard around my neck, and I was about to walk out, and I chickened out. I thought so. That's the closest I've ever gotten to stealing anything.
Your conscience was screaming at you.
It wasn't my gun. I was just afraid to get caught.
Oh.
At 10, my morals were probably not. Oh, what about this poor shop owner with the lanyards?
True.
But nowadays, I'd be like, you know what, this shop owner, he's... who owns the shop, really, though? It's in a hockey rink. Anyway, marijuana in McNerney, also, is their last crime. But this made me think about, I'm going to do some sort of data analysis at the end of the year and see which hall has had the most marijuana busts, and then award that hall the highest hall award.
I'm going to put my bets on Kramer this year.
Okay, see, I'm with you, because I was going to say McNerney initially, because McNerney is normally where it all goes down,
Yeah.
but Kramer this year is pulling ahead.
They are.
They have a lot of issues over at Kramer. The tallest building in Big Rapids, and they got to let us down.
Yeah.
There's actually been a few people in my hall that have been arrested for it.
Yeah, it was so bad in McNerney when my freshman year, like cops would like patrol the halls,
Wow.
like guarding the Queen of England. They'd walk with their assault rifles on their shoulder and just march.
They had assault rifles?
No, wow, that was.
I was like, wow.
It was a little, I took a little creative freedom with the marching the assault rifles, but what a horrible, like you finally get to be a police officer, you get your badge, and you're all excited, and they're like, all right, walk up and down McNerney for 10 hours. That would suck.
Brutal.
All right, let's see. Student ICE tragedies and the reason Ferris doesn't cancel classes. That's the name of this next article. And it's all about why doesn't Ferris cancel classes and why are the sidewalks so icy?
Well,
Can we answer these questions?
The sidewalks are really icy because of the weather. I can say that.
Well,
Thank you for enlightening us on that.
shocking.
But I feel like they should cancel class if they're not going to salt the sidewalks, because I've fallen twice.
You're personally victimized by
Yeah.
the sidewalks.
You always should taste the sidewalk before you salt it. Do you guys get it? Like soup?
Yeah.
All right.
Soup.
You know, when I invite you guys on the pod and you guys just don't laugh, it really makes me look like an idiot. And I can tell you right now, Jericho, this is the last time for you.
I laughed. It was funny.
You laughed
I just
at
didn't know-
how not funny it was.
No, it was like it was a dad joke. It was a total dad joke.
Well, I'm not a father. That I know of. Actually, I am a father.
To whom?
Her name's Lucy. She's 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had her when I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I've tried to keep it under wraps.
Secrets out now.
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag.
She's no longer allowed in the Old Country Buffet for free because she's over 11. So I don't know how I'm gonna feed her.
Oh my God.
This joke has gone on long enough without you guys laughing. What I'm trying to say is my daughter lives at the Old Country Buffet because she can get in for free.
So do you?
But now she's 12, she can't get in for free, and I don't
Since
know
she
where
was
she's
10.
going to live. I don't remember how old I said this
Wow.
fictional daughter was, Brandon.
Yeah.
Just question the facts.
What facts? It's all a joke. / lie.
I feel so hurt that you would lie.
There's a lot of dead air in this episode.
Oh my God.
What are we going to do with the dead air? I'm going to put in little sound bites. I'm going to put in the Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Every time.
Every
That'd be
time.
Awesome.
I'm not really tech savvy enough to know how to put stuff in stuff.
Me either.
But all right, let's move on. Oh, and one more thing about the ice. Stop whining. Just go to class. They're never going to cancel it, so just get used to it. You know they're not going to
You
cancel
can
it.
buy these little
Get used to
things.
falling. Yeah.
No. Don't say anything about the boots because the person in the article said despite her snow boots and her clips on her snow boots, she still fell.
Wow.
That's clumsy.
Yeah,
That's her fault.
And I don't-
Yeah, that's her fault.
I
at that
don't
point.
remember if she was injured or anything, so we should be careful with how much we joke about it. But
Well, if you're injured, I hope you're okay. But
I do too.
I mean, that's totally.
Well,
your
she was
fault.
okay enough. She was okay enough.
Sorry.
She was okay enough to be in the article. I mean,
Yeah,
she's clearly
exactly.
alive. Let's see here. Pre-game rituals. So there was an article this week about pre-game rituals, what the Ferris athletic folk do before games. And one of the rituals was simply puts on Beats headphones and tunes out the world.
That's normal. I agree.
Yeah.
Did that
every
during,
athlete
Yep.
on this
I think-
planet.
Did that during football games.
When
in
you're
high school.
signing up for a sport, you have to check a box. Do you own Beats headphones? And if you hit no, you're automatically sorry, you can't be on the team.
Yeah,
You don't own Beats. That's true. Everyone has Beats.
I have Beats.
I have Beats.
Well, every athlete has Beats.
I play
Well,
lacrosse here.
It's club. Don't even give
True.
me a
True.
club. I have a lacrosse net. We should toss the ball around.
We should.
I used to play 7th and 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
You can bring it and put it out in the backyard.
Anyway, let's see. One hockey player takes a nap before games. I would be really confused.
Yeah,
Whenever I wake up from
I
a nap,
would be
I have
able
no
to do
idea
that.
where I am.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
I know.
I get even more tired after I take naps.
I get really tired. Well, it's like a half an hour of really just grogginess.
Mhm.
So I guess half hour later, maybe I could get on the ice. But if I woke up from a nap and they're like, all right, it's game time, bro. I'd be like, where am I? I don't, what day is it? All right, I don't know where we are in time, but we got one more thing. Students share their almost career. So that means, what did you want to be when you grew up, and now what are you now?
Well, I wanted to be a sandwich artist,
Yeah.
but no, I actually wanted to be a crime scene investigator off of the hit
Same.
TV show CSI.
Yeah.
Same.
Until I realized that there was nothing like the TV show, and that it would be hard, and like
Mhm.
science is like difficult. Like people's like lives depended on.
I'd always try to
finding
like
stuff.
solve the crime before the episode was over, and I usually got it right, and I thought I was destined for it, but
Yeah.
If you check my MySpace account, I'm pretty sure it still says occupation. It does say future crime scene investigator on it.
I saw this Vine not long ago where these like
Rest in peace,
two Rip Vine. These two like kids are fighting in like a driveway, and the one kid is like says something mean, and the other kid goes, "You know what? Shut your mouth! You're disrespecting a future Army Ranger."
yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that. That's funny.
It's really hard to tell at age 10 if you're going to be in the Army.
Material for
In the
all
Army is
Rangers.
one thing. The Rangers, though, wait till you get through basic to see if you're Ranger material. I don't think at 10
Well,
you
it's
can tell.
confidence, but
Yeah, well, that's true.
but you gotta reevaluate just.
I think the Rangers are pretty tough.
Yeah.
I think the Rangers are probably one of the hardest.
Yeah.
It's Green Berets, SEALs, Rangers,
I thought the SEALs
Delta's
would be the hardest.
Force.
Yeah.
Those are the hard.
I think the SEALs are the most badass ones, though.
I would, if I was in the military, which I would never do. If you even just play paintball with me, you'll know that you're not. I'm not the guy you want in combat.
Yeah.
But I would probably choose Navy because I love being on boats.
Yeah.
I just feel like that'd be like claustrophobic. You're
Maybe.
always in like, a tight space.
Yeah.
And it's like hot, I guess.
Hot.
I can't sleep without a fan.
Really.
So I can't do the.
I used to be that way with
at
the
all.
fan, but I got over that.
Dude, you could go to sleep to the sound of like the waves and
Yeah.
stuff. Though.
I don't think. I
Last
think I
night it
would
was
do that.
drizzling. It was real nice.
Oh yeah, I had my window open last night.
It was real nice.
Pretty cold. On accident, I fell asleep.
Why was it open in the first place? Was it hot in your room?
Why is it
Yeah,
open
well, I
in
have my
winter?
heater on 5, so sometimes I just open it up to like.
So turn your heater down.
I have a
Can you
question
pull it out?
before we go because we're almost out of time. We probably are out of time. But Brandon, you work at a hall, right? You're a DSM.
Yeah.
What's up with? I remember when I lived in the dorms, there was really, really strict rules about how to have your room when you go away for like Thanksgiving or Christmas vacation.
I got fined. Like
Yeah, you get-
$50.
I had like a granola bar wrapper sitting on my desk, and it was $20. You left trash out. Like, this is a racket over here. The whole idea behind a res hall, and I refuse to call it a dorm anymore because I know people that get very upset. The whole idea behind a res hall is that it's cost efficient. Like, it's, they're cinder block little rooms with 2 people in them. Like, it's supposed to be cost effective.
Yeah.
But they're extremely expensive, way more expensive than living off campus.
Yeah.
Why is it so expensive? It's the worst living condition I've ever been in.
Same.
And I've never lived in a third world country or anything like
Same.
that.
Same.
But living shoulder to shoulder with somebody in a 6x6 room, that was my least favorite place I've ever lived. And it costs way more than anywhere else I've ever lived.
Yeah. It's extremely expensive.
There's nobody can explain it.
I don't even know.
And no-
why. And I worked for this school.
Listen to this. I had Ethernet cable, like going around my room to connect it from my Xbox to like the Ethernet port. They had the audacity to cut the Ethernet cord like off the wall. It was perfectly wrapped. I was actually really angry about it.
Yeah, those are like a little pricey too.
And then they fined me for it.
Wow.
It seems like just buying a new Ethernet cord would be like a pretty good fine. I mean, then you gotta.
Yeah, like just cut it and like buy another one.
I
I don't know.
was still really angry about it. I don't think they should have done that.
I got fined my freshman year, and it was
I got
because
fined twice.
my roommate was 21 before I was, and he was collecting Fireball bottles for the sole purpose is that he said when he had enough of them, he was going to make them into Christmas lights.
Oh God.
And he left them over the winter break. We got fined $60 for the 3 trash bags that it took to take these bottles out, and he made me pay the half of my fine, the $30 fine.
Wow.
And to me, and I was like, I have never drank Fireball before, and this is not my fault.
Brutal. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being on.
Thanks for having us, Kip.
Before we go, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who listens to the Torchcast. Brandon and Jericho are actually a couple religious listeners, so that's why I wanted to have them on. Jericho, did we talk about Twitter followers?
Yep, I will put this on my Twitter.
Go ahead and tweet this. Brandon, you said you have...
Make sure to follow me at Jericho102, Gerico 102.
You self-serving son of a bitch.
We're just trying to get those views for the podcast.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thanks so much for listening, everyone. Like and share, tweet, email, text, smoke signal, MySpace. Just get the word out, because we can't do it without you. Have a good week.